Hey everyone, it's Ben Hardy here, and in today's we're going to be reviewing the RAV4 Hybrid. Before we get in this video, I want to give a huge shout out and thank you to the Larry Miller Toyota here in Murray for giving me some time with this RAV4. I'll include a link to their website in the description down below. If you have any questions, just ask for Josh. I'll also include a link to my car buying guide. Let's get into it. Under the hood, we have a 2.5 liter 4-cylinder paired to an eCVT and a hybrid. Fuel economy is 41 around town and then 38 on the highway, with combined power outputs being 219 horsepower. Now, before we move forward with this review, I do want to mention if you want to see more videos just like this, then I recommend you subscribe because I post content every single day. Now, when it comes to style, the RAV4 Hybrid looks like a regular RAV4. So you've got the raised hood on either side, and then really cool headlight design. Turn signal's not too fancy, but functional, right? You got fog lights for this particular package, and then notice the Toyota logo has blue in it to signify it's a hybrid. So yeah, it's got the normal RAV4 appearance, right? Now our steering wheel setup is 225 by 60 by 18 in the front and over in the rear. And you can see here with the wheels, you've got that metallic gray finish on this one, which looks really premium. Got those chunky fender flares. You can see the rest of that on the side. All-wheel drive badge as well. And you got some chrome trim around the windows, so that kind of creates some interesting contrast. Look at that. Now taking a look at the key fob, basically just have our lock and unlock function, RAV4 there on the back, and then we also have the opening for the hatch, so just hold that down, that'll pop that right open. We do have a cargo cover built in from the factory, which is definitely a nice feature. And then this one has the JBL sound system, which is nice too. Anyways, spare tire underneath as well. And overall, practicality is great. Again, you don't lose anything with the traditional hybrid because you've got a small enough battery that you don't have to lose a bunch of space like a plug-in. But press that and that will lower the hatch right back down. With the taillights, they kind of have that design where it just droops down, which is very interesting. Of course, you got your hybrid badge there. And then you can see the rest of the badging and everything here. And I like how on the hybrid, they still have the exhaust tips there at the bottom on both sides. And then popping inside, you can see you've got soft touch trim here, and this is cool how it kind of goes across. And then got these nicer seats. This one is a premium, so the premium does come with nicer interior. And getting in is easy. Good legroom. We've got some vents here, USB ports as well. And then headroom is actually pretty solid. The sunroof does get in the way a little bit though. And then this leads us up front where, again, we've got the nice soft touch trim here, all the window controls, mirror adjustment, we've got a memory seat function, blind spot monitoring with the mirrors. And then here's the front seat, two-tone. It is power adjustable as well, by the way. Nice soft touch trim here, and then on the top of the dash. And then down below you got like your heated steering wheel button, the opening for the hatch as well. So here's a quick look at the steering wheel. You can see soft touch all around. We've got a bunch of practical controls here on the front, including for adaptive cruise control. You've got your lane departure, controls for the center, volume, voice command controls as well. And then traditional stocks here on the back. And taking a look at the gauge cluster, you can see that it's got that digital element there in the center, which you can use to see different bits of information on the RAV4. And then it'll also change with the drive mode, so you can see it turns like green with eco, red with sport. Kind of gives me Pokemon vibes a little bit. I think that's cool, right? So in reverse, we just have a regular backup camera, but big view and good resolution. This has Toyota's new kind of resolution with the camera. And then as for the infotainment system, you just have a volume control, and the rest of it is touch screen, which is quick to respond. Shortcut bar here as well. So I'd say it's all really easy to use, and then it does have some vents below it. And then you have this cool kind of area. And look at that storage above the glove box, and I guess we'll quickly check out the glove box. It's nice. And then here we've got our climate controls, dual zone climate with this. We also have heated seats down below. Got your stability control there. Phone charging pad as well. Shifter here for the eCVT, and then you got your auto hold with your parking brake. And then we've got a bunch of drive mode stuff happening here. So you've got your trail mode, and then you've got your eco and sport mode, normal, EV mode as well. And right now it's in EV mode, for example. Again, it's a small battery, but you can still go in EV mode every so often. Got some cup holders here, more storage with the USBs. Nice trim here on the top. And look at this, camera rear view mirror. And then we have a sunroof as well. There's quite a bit of glare, but anyways, base MSRP is $36,125, and then you have some options added to this, bringing the total MSRP after destination to $41,804. Let's see how it performs. RAV4 Hybrid. So first off, this is going to be a little bit of a shorter drive, but they haven't really changed the RAV4 Hybrid. It's still all the same, which, by the way, we're in EV mode right now, and I've lived with both plug-in and non-plug-in hybrids, and I actually have a Land Cruiser that I own right now that has the 2.4 turbo 4-cylinder hybrid system. And in my experience, basically when you're in lower speeds, parking lots, all that kind of stuff, especially if you're stop and go, it'll pretty much have it in EV mode for not the whole time, but a lot of the time. And so, like, slow speed stuff like this, you don't use any gas, which is nice. And like, the town that I live in has a lot of hills and everything, and so going out of town, yeah, I definitely use the engine quite a bit because it's going uphill. But coming back into town with my, and I know this is a different car, but it's still a Toyota hybrid system. Anyways, coming into town, it'll get enough regen from the downhill section that it won't use any gas pretty much all the way to my house. So it's like, I probably go, I don't know, about a mile or so without using, it's probably more than a mile actually, now I think about it. It's probably like 2 miles at least. Anyways, but yeah, not using any gas, so it's kind of cool. And then you just get better fuel economy, right? That's the biggest benefit, right? You get better fuel economy, but it also leads to what I would call just a better driving experience overall, because what you basically feel is that, right, engines shut off. A lot of modern cars have auto stop start. This is kind of like a similar system with the hybrid, but there's no lag, like boom, acceleration. It's zero lag, whereas not a stop start system, the cars to come on and it starts going, and it's not the most pleasant. And this is pretty quick. Like, the RAV4 Hybrid, it's got some power. It's not a rocket ship by any means, but you know, in a crossover like this, having over 200 horsepower and having an instant shove, it's nice. And the 2.5 4-cylinder is actually a pretty torquey little 4-cylinder. So altogether, it performs well. And so when it comes to vehicles, the RAV4 Hybrid, if you're just doing normal day-to-day driving and you need like a crossover type vehicle, it's really hard to beat this. Again, 40 miles per gallon, good power. The prices are quite a bit more, but I mean, I've talked about this on the channel in the past. My mom owns a 2017, so it's the older version, and she's got almost, I think, 100,000 miles on that car now. I was saying, Toyota's hybrid systems are reliable. So you do have the reliability going for you, and yeah, I mean, you just get good gas mileage. It's a car that, like this one, for example, you spend 40 grand on this, but then you own it for, I don't know, it depends on how many miles you drive per year, but let's say that you drive 15,000 miles per year. And so over the course of 10 years, you put 150,000 miles on it, and then you trade it, you get rid of it after that point. So, you know, being able to have a car for 10 whole years, spending 40 grand on that, you do that, right, you're spending $4,000, and it's still gonna have some value at the end, by the way, that's something to note. But let's just pretend it was worth nothing. 150,000 miles, it's worth nothing. $4,000 a year for transportation, plus gas. Not dirt cheap, but that's also not terrible considering how much a lot of these cars cost nowadays and how they don't last like the Toyotas do. Either way, let me know your thoughts.